Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yes,
NFL is back, baby.
man, it's been a minute.
Woo! Here. Oh!
There you go. He got the Crips and Blood. No, I'm just red and blue. Oh, you a Republican?
I ain't gonna touch that, but welcome back, man. Football is here.
Let's go.
We've been waiting on this. I know we've been missing, but life and it's brutal, But we here. Football is here. We're in training camp. We're dug in right now. We in there.
Oh yeah. We got a game on too. Woo.
Guess what? Hey, guess what?
What?
We got a game tomorrow.
We got a game tomorrow. I don't care if it's the 6-7 string. I don't care.
Unfortunately, it's for Bucks fans out there, it ain't us. They gotta wait for us. It's cool though. We gotta wait for it.
Yeah.
Because we try to make a comeback.
Yeah.
It ain't the Carolina. I ain't gonna talk too much junk Panthers. It ain't the New Orleans Saints. So. Right. It's the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons get the first swing when it comes to putting some players on the field. Obviously, this isn't real games or nothing, but they get to smell that grass.
Yeah.
Get that feel. They get that extra game, that Hall of Fame game. So you're gonna have the Denver Broncos versus the Atlanta Falcons tomorrow, Thursday, August 1st.
Right.
In Canton. It's gonna be fun to watch some of the inductees go in and.
Yeah, man.
Football.
We got some good guys, and I hate I'm not prepared for it, man. But I do want to mention Ed Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite players to ever play the game of football is getting inducted. Congratulations to him. Tony Gonzalez, one of the best tight ends to play the game.
Nothing else to be said.
Facts.
Nothing else. Mawai out of the Jets. I mean,
yeah,
that boy was a monster.
He was.
Like you said, we're not all the way prepared, but I definitely know.
Champ Bailey.
Yeah.
Champ Bailey, and they play in Denver, so that's going to be a good thing.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a Cannon. Okay.
Is Champ? Yeah.
Cannon.
Cannon. Yeah, it's in Cannon. No, they're playing Denver, not playing in Denver. I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Broncos playing, yeah. Atlanta might have a little bit of, we got Tony, Tony Gonzalez is a chief.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, but Champ Bailey was a Redskin too. He was a Redskin.
Yeah. Let's just keep that 100. Fuck here, man.
Oh, you don't want to give him credit for Tony, huh?
Man. Tony is who we know. Tony is chief he is. Yeah, as an NFC South fan, I hated having to deal with him.
You got that right.
He was still really good. I mean, he didn't have to retire. I mean, he was still playing at a high level.
Yeah.
He
went on top.
Big ups to definitely Tony, mad respect, that dude, like you said, even Ed Reed, but just, I guess, because he did come to the South a little bit,
Right.
Got to give him some love,
Absolutely. Congratulations, Tony. Salute. Fat.
My brother. Salute, Gary. All right, well, shoot. I guess talking about that game a little bit, it'll merge us into training camp, which, it's good to see these boys back out here. Everybody playing,
Ooh-wee.
Things to watch, things coming out of training camp with the Atlanta Falcons. I got to dibble a little bit in what Dan Quinn, was talking about. It seems like he's really going to be watching the running backs. I mean, do you want to mention what players we might have out here that we might want to pay attention to out here?
Yeah, we got since they lost Tevin Coleman. So a lot of people call him Tevin Campbell, but that's the singer. It's Tevin Coleman, 49ers. But they lost him. That could be a huge loss, man. Ito Smith, though, I think he stepped up a lot last year as a rookie. So they're expecting big things from him. They also
learning high and tight though. That boy was losing that ball last year.
He was losing that pill. That thing was. He was.
I do like him though.
But he runs hard. They have a Brian Hill. This guy from Wyoming. He was their fifth round. He was a fifth-round draft pick in 2017. They say they like him. I guess he's been on the practice squad. I don't know, but they're looking at him, thinking he could be productive. They also have this rookie called Quadre Allison. Big guy. He's about 6'2", 225 pounds. So, and they say it's very, very heavy out there. They got a deep running back group that they want to take some looks at because they want to keep about no more than 3. I think around 3 players, Dan Quinn was saying. So, I'm sure they got 2 on lock, but they kind of 1.
Yeah, let's be honest. I mean, Devontae Freeman has had a string of injuries, you know. I mean, you need a running back, even though, you know, oh, congratulations, you guys got Dirk Cutter back, you know. So you know, I laughed that up when we got him in Mike Smith. I'm like, it's back.
Well, back. Yeah, hey, since you said that, they really don't need a running back, but you know,
I mean, everybody knows Dirk Cutter is not big on running backs that can't pass block because you know he wants to throw the ball down the field. So he don't like rookie running backs or, you know, young running backs. I mean, he has problems with Devontae Freeman when he first came in the league. So, like I said, it's going to be interesting to watch how they're going to work this. Maybe Dirk Cutter adjusts now that he's a second time around with, you know, Atlanta, and he saw how it failed, you know, not really having a real running game with the Bucks. So that running back, I think we're going to be watching it throughout the preseason, you know, especially starting off.
Yeah. It's gonna be cool, man. And not talk too much about we'll talk on the game. They also have they got is it a young receiver? Yeah, they got a young receiver. They got a deep receiving core right now with Mohamed Sanu and Julio Jones, which they already said Julio's not gonna play a down in preseason. So
yeah, not a down. So I ain't expecting to see nothing.
Yeah, me either. Okay. But they have this kid named Devin Gray that they're really looking at. Don't know much about him. He is a second-year player out of Cincinnati who they kept on the practice squad last year. They say he's making some really, really, really big plays in camp. So they're excited to see what he's going to do in preseason. They also have Justin Hardy, Russell Gage, some guys that's kind of on the cusp, on the bubble that may make the squad, may not make the squad. So they're also going to look at that position.
Well, the good thing about this, if they have a lot of these ball players you're talking about right now, well, guess what? I got 4 preseason games, so y'all get an extra look at a lot of these players. One player I hope y'all put out there because this guy needs something to prove, and his name is Vic Beasley because he need all the reps he can get. That boy need every rep because I don't know. This dude is Casper. I mean, you see a shadow of him, and that's about it. You saw him, you know, you see him, but you don't see him, you know. So, I need to see more. Ricardo Allen coming off that injury, I mean, I highly doubt we're going to see him. And, oh, yeah, man, we need to talk about the big news that really came out of Atlanta.
Yeah, I do want to touch on another player, though. I think his name is Isaiah Oliver. He's a cornerback that's supposed to be replacing Alfred. He was drafted last year. He didn't get much playing time, but you know he was a guy that they were grooming. He should be ready. They really believe in him, so they got him as a starting corner opposite of the great True Font. But
leave that alone.
I know they should leave it alone. But they do say this, and I know our camp is, but I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because there are going to be things that we say about our teams, and people may feel the way they feel about our team. So I'm going to give Vic Beasley the credit. They say he is out there shining. He's having an amazing camp right now. I don't know if it's because it's a contract. Is it a contract year for him? Yeah, it's a contract year for him.
Yeah, and maybe Dan Quinn found another way to use him.
Right.
You know, you got to see enough of him to see, you know, what he's been doing maybe is not his strong point. I mean, he's not a big player. I mean, he loves, you know, the speed move techniques to the inside. He doesn't really have a counter move to get in, you know. I mean, off of that speed.
Yeah.
All his sacks for the most part that first year was hustle plays, which I mean,
Right. And I'm glad you say that because his quote exactly was he's playing very, very fast and with a sense of urgency.
okay,
So if
I can't wait to watch him. Hey,
yeah. So
I want to know my enemy well. I want to see.
absolutely. And like you said, they got they got about 5 preseason games, so we get a good look at these summer guys.
Oh yeah, and I will be tuned in tomorrow. I
Absolutely.
mean,
8 o'clock
first time
sharp.
football, I'm gonna be watching.
8 o'clock p.m. sharp. But yeah, Ricardo Allen out there making plays. Say he got a nice pick on Matty Ice in the scrimmage earlier this week.
I'm happy you mentioned interceptions because we'll talk about this later with another quarterback in the NFC South. But I also heard that this is what Matt Ryan looks like anyway. I mean, I heard Matt Schaub overall usually looks better than Matt Ryan during camp.
Right.
That right there tells you everything you need to know about camp. Stop this overreaction camp. Everybody wants to react and want the hot take. Relax. Football's here. It's coming. Take things with a grain of salt, but pay attention to things that you think are important.
Right.
You're not winning no games right now. So
right.
Relax.
And you want to set good habits and good trends and things like that. But camp, this is the time to try everything.
Yep.
Everything. See what you can get and see what you can't get. Try it. This is the time. So
cool.
With an injury, man.
Oh yeah, man. R.I.P. man to Caleb McGarry. I mean, the dude, rookie.
R.I.P.
It's unfortunate, for him having that heart condition. Obviously not R.I.P. literally, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, out indefinitely with that heart condition. I mean, that's I don't even want to really joke about something like that because that outside of football, human beings. These are human beings at the end of the day. I mean,
absolutely.
Obviously, as probably Atlanta Falcon fans out there, I mean, I want him on the field because I know how suspect your offensive line has been. And he was your first round pick. I invested a lot in this kid.
Yeah, man.
Keep it 100. This dude got to get right. He got to make sure his health is above everything. I mean, that's a blow.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, we got to pay attention to that tackle rotation because I guarantee now with these extra games, they're gonna be really putting these reps in to see who can possibly man it for the whole entire year.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing to watch for them.
Yeah, that's a big blow. And Adam Schefter reported, and I saw somewhere else that he had a situation like this before, something similar. And he was out 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh yeah, in college, right?
College, yeah. I think he was out about months or so. Don't know how long this one's going to be. We have a month until pretty much game one, about a month and a week until the season kicks off, and it doesn't look like he's going to start the season.
But yeah, man, real talk, man.
I hope he gets better.
Get healthy, man.
Yeah, for real.
I can't stand y'all, but man, get healthy.
Yeah,
anyway, man, I'm done talking about these things Falcons, man. We already get too much into these dudes, man. Let's move on. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Where we going with this? So you want to lead in or you want me to lead in?
Go ahead, man. Tampa. Let's talk.
First of all, this is what we trying to get back. Don't mind the little strings, but it's a little old. We do got an old ring, but we're trying to get back there. Bringing in somebody like Bruce Arians. I mean, hopefully he got the elixir to put this franchise in the right direction. I mean, when you're talking about camp, obviously, I think outside of Bucs fans, I think around the league, people are most intrigued with this team just because of just how much change is coming. And then also you're talking about Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles as a combo. You're hearing if anybody's talking about anything with the Bucs, it's always coming back to the coaching staff, to be honest, that's what really needs to be talked about. Yeah. It's been fun so far to see what Bowles has been implementing with his defense. I mean, as a Bucs fan, and many Bucs fans are probably trying to temper their excitement. Obviously, I see I'm out here. I mean, shoot, football, so I'm gonna be excited, but you are a little tempered because as a Bucs fan, for a long time we watched terrible defense. Now we're seeing something we have never seen, which is a 3-4 scheme, and Ty Bowles is throwing all kinds of blitzes and masking different coverage. We didn't see that. We know what we saw for many years. We saw a cover 2 scheme, 4-3 cover 2 scheme. Don't get beat over the top, 10 yards off the ball type of defense. With the rules set up, you can't play that type of defense and have top bowls here. That's a breath of fresh air. And like you said, you're seeing these players, they're loving it. Seeing boy Mike Edwards out there, who I'm definitely excited to watch. Out there making plays, and obviously with Justin Evans' foot injury, between him and Justin Whitehead, watching them is gonna be fun. The pressure they're bringing it from all types of directions. I know everybody thought, with JPP going out. I mean, to be honest, I don't think it's a huge deal. Obviously, a player like that you want on your team, but the way Bowles is basically setting this defense up, they're bringing pressure from everywhere. I know how you feel about Vita Vea and Sue. Watch them. I mean, they are right now the talk of the new. They're screwing up everything, pushing the pocket. I mean, Devin White flying around. That defense is going to be very interesting to watch. Obviously, the struggles going on with the offense, learning a new system. Arians' system is known to be very difficult. Like I said, the offense is having the kitchen sink thrown at them. So, they're going to go through the learning pains. Obviously, Jameis Winston hasn't been the sharpest, which I can't really think of one season that Jameis Winston is like your prototypical, very sharp training camp quarterback. But once again, I don't really think that's a big deal, because I think he's trying a lot of different things and he's learning. I mean, like we just talked about, with Matt Ryan throwing a pick, it's the same thing. People are overreacting because his turnover history. Look, relax. The season's going to get. We're going to see what Jameis got. No matter how people feel about Jameis, he's going to play in 2019 as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer starting quarterback. We can have whatever opinion about him. It don't matter. He's going to be here. So we're going to find out what he is, okay? I'm a Jameis supporter. This is a make or break year. You got to call it for what it is. And I'm a supporter of the man. So
the kid definitely has talent.
Yeah. And hopefully, BA can get it. But like I said, training camp, it's just a lot of excitement. We turned off the music, no more music during training camp. So it's very exciting with the fresh new start with these coaches, and players seem like they're having fun out there. So it's going to be fun to watch. I mean, these players, they think they could be some of them already came out and said they think they could be a top 5 defense. I mean, personally, as a Bucs fan, I don't think it's possible. But hey, if that's possible, that makes me more excited. I really feel it. So y'all really doing something out there that I really feel comfortable with. So that's the big training camp thing with us. Is just everything is new and fresh. So that's about it. No game this week for us, unfortunately.
Yeah, I got one next week. Just like
Steelers.
Ooh.
Could be wrong.
That's what's up, man.
Coming out of Carolina. What we got coming out of Kalecki?
The big news, we know. Matter of fact, I'm going to hold off on that. I want to talk about a new up-and-coming story that we just received while we were actually on it. Well, it happened about 30 minutes ago before we started recording.
Oh, yeah.
The Carolina Panthers, and DJ, you can attest to this, have just signed a 1-year deal, $3 million, for a player we had during our Super Bowl run back when we had Thieves Half.
Yeah, go ahead.
Trey Boston.
Trey Boston.
I know he's not a big, huge household name, but Trey Boston the last 2 years have accounted for 9 turnovers, 8 interceptions with 1 forced fumble, playing for the Chargers and also playing for the Arizona Cardinals. He is very familiar with our system. He's very familiar with the players. And I absolutely love this guy. He fits our system, man. I think he's an amazing guy for our system. And I think he is that missing piece to this, I want to call him elite defense, but I'm not going to say that yet until we play. But on paper, I think he is that one piece that I was concerned about. Everything else we had validated across the board. position-wise defensively, except for that other safety position next to Eric Reed. Now we got it. This guy's a turnover machine, and like you can say it, man. You can attest to it. I've been very high on him for years, not just right now, but for years.
No, I'll attest to that. You were, hearing some of the news coming out of Panther Nation.
Right.
I'm gonna run Trey Boston out of town,
Yeah.
But you did stay pretty firm. Like, this guy is not as bad as everybody's trying to make it seem like he is.
Right.
He was a young player. I mean, obviously with y'all. So
Absolutely, he was young.
He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't great. But like you said, once again, in your system, he looked like a player, a decent somebody that could play.
And no knock on this guy that I'm about to say, and I don't want to spend too much time on the free safety position. We got Kurt Coleman. And Kurt Coleman actually looked really good when he played with us.
So he's an average player in the league at best.
So if we have another average younger player, I think he's gonna do well I just think he's gonna do well.
So you think he's gonna come out? I mean, you're already talking about what, 2 weeks in camp or so, about a week? You think he can break the starting lineup by the end of camp?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I think he can, and if he does,
that's pretty good news.
It gives us depth. That's another thing. Even if he doesn't start, he gives us some depth. But I'll go ahead and dust it out. Let's talk about Cam Newton.
Yeah, let's Cam. Give me a Cam talk
about so-called, what you want to call him, noodle arm.
Noodle arm.
Cameron Jarrell Newton. So last year,
Jarrell Noodle. Sorry, I didn't even go. Mr. Vegan.
Last year, Cam Newton, during training camp, completed one deep ball the entire camp. That should have been a sign to us knowing that he wasn't all the way right. One deep ball. In 5 or 6 days of practice, and he's only practiced 5 of those, he is slinging the mess out this ball and hitting deep balls left and right. He's hitting all kind of stuff. The guy looks like, I don't know if it's the vegan in him, I don't know what it is, but he looks so youthful, so hungry, and much better than he looked last year during training camp. So I'm extremely excited about it, and I'm going to tell you why. Cam Newton is a freak of nature.
I agree with that.
If Drew Brees can come from a terrible shoulder injury and have the career that he had later on, if Andrew Luck can come from his shoulder injury and have the season he just put up, why can't Cam Newton come back, who is a freak of nature athletically, physically, and have an amazing season this year and moving forward? So I'm not concerned at all about his arm.
He can.
Not at all.
He can.
Right. So to say he's going to be MVP and all this type of stuff again, no, I'm not going to say that. All I need Cam to do is be the Cam from the first 8 weeks of when we played football. If he can be and actually be a little better from what it looks like, we're going to be a problem. I really believe that. But I don't want to talk about predictions and none of that. I just want to talk about how he is looking extremely.
Well, just got back. We ain't doing that. We ain't these other people out here already giving.
I said we ain't doing that, man. I ain't doing that. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, I'm just saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Take my little uppercut at people, man. How y'all doing predictions before things even start?
Yeah.
Anyway, we ain't gonna go into that either.
No,
we have nothing. No injuries, no nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Can we get a taste? But that's one thing I will say. We don't have any major injuries. Dog training camp, we don't have any injuries. The concern was Cam Newton's arm. Peter King did an interview with Peter King. Peter King came there, actually watched him throw, did the interview, was extremely surprised because Peter King and Cam Newton didn't see eye to eye because he's the one that put all that, made him look like a negative person, saying he wanted to be this icon and all this and that, even though Cam said it, he just, how they can twist certain things. I had a little issue, but they squashed it and then he did the interview. So for Peter King to say that this team can be very dangerous, just look out. I do want to say the MVP of the camp right now is Curtis Samuel. This kid has gotten stronger. He came into camp looking bigger. Like, damn, boy, you can put on some weight. He said all he's been working on is speed. So we're like, what? How can you get faster? Well, the kid has gotten faster. And North Turner said he's becoming an elite. He's become an elite route runner. So to be an elite route runner and have that speed in the hands that he already has, dangerous. He's eating everybody and everybody alive. So as of right now, man, Curtis Samuel is something that he's fighting for that number one. DJ Moore's out there doing his thing too. I'm excited about the young duo we have. Not a lot of talk. They got a lot to prove. So I think they're going to come out there hungry. The D-line is as good as advertised. We're not even going to have Brian Burns starting. Right now we have Gerald McCoy, Dontari Poe, who say Poe is out there looking amazing because he's in his natural position, and you know about that with us switching to a 3-4. Sometimes playing out of your scheming position, you don't look as well. But Dontari Poe, KK Short, we have Mario Addison, who's looking amazing out there outside linebacker. He actually say he feels extremely comfortable in the plays he's making. It looks like it. Bruce Irvin, who's flying around everywhere, had a little scare because he's flying around so hard he bumped through a lineman back that bumped into Cam and made Cam fall down. Luke Kuechly, Shaq Thompson, Bradbury, Dante Jackson put on work. Eric Reed is a leader back there with a whole training camp now and didn't have that before. So he has that under his belt because he came in early in the season but after camp. So him and Luke are communicating extremely well. So I'm excited about this defense. I told you, DJ, I believe this defense can be, I wanted to say top 5, but I'm not going to go that high. I'm going to say top 7. I think we can definitely be top 7 in the NFL this upcoming season. I do want to talk about a rookie that we did sign, that we drafted second round. Brian Burns is a freak. That's our first round draft pick. He's a freak. Extremely fast. Didn't know how he was going to do it pads on. But this kid's get off and his bend. But he's not starting. He's got to earn everything he's going to get because we got enough depth there. So he's going to have to earn it. But I'm excited about him in the future. Our tackle we drafted, Greg Little. He's a rookie. He will not be starting for us.
That's not surprising. I mean, I hear from coaches all the time talk about it. Currently in the league that we obviously are in right now, offensive line is one of the hardest positions to, translate into the NFL due to, one, the rules of practice, and then two, just their running spread offenses all over the place. I mean, they're in shotgun. So that's not surprising. I mean, how many, honestly, top tier tackles or guards came out outside of Quentin Nelson? I mean, you want to talk about a freak. But you hear them, they're like, oh, they did okay, or this person still needs some work. So
yeah,
that's not surprising.
And I'm not saying he's having a bad camp. He's having a good camp. It's just
the experience,
right? And he has to earn it. He has to earn it. So right now we have Taylor Moton at right tackle. We have Trey Turner at right guard. We have our center. Oh man, I'm excited about our center. Van Roten, who started every game for us last year, left guard, and now we put Darrell Williams at left tackle. So that's going to be interesting. I'm not going to sit there and lie to you. From what I hear, he's doing phenomenal. Reporters, this and that, but this is camp. Everybody's going to say everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. What you're saying. Like I said, we've been looking
with the Bucks. Everybody's saying he's phenomenal.
That's why I didn't really bring up Noah Spence, VH3. I mean, they've been big talks. I mean, I've seen a couple highlights. The VH3 looks good. Noah Spence in his natural position. So,
I've heard
person contract year. So I mean,
Tom
so I get to see them in games and kind of see what they're working with. Because, like I said, a lot of, especially defense, you can get a good feel of what players are going to go into the season looking like. offense is pretty vanilla, but you're still going one-on-one against,
right,
NFL linemen. So you're going to get a good idea possibly on those one-on-one situations what they're going to look like. Obviously, it's not schemed up, but you can still see what kind of play you got in the scheme that you're currently in, because it's going to be no matchup.
Yeah, so, I would rather have Darrell Williams there versus Greg Little right now, rookie. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But, and I did hear, not to go back to the Bucs, but I did hear that from Todd Bowles himself that Noah Spence is extremely fast, playing really hard, hustling, and he studies his butt off. So that's the type of things you want to hear about a player on your team.
He wants to be great, so.
Yeah, so, I mean, hey, Gerald talked him up, and I ain't want to bring Gerald up too much, but Gerald said that he –
Yeah, and the other Mr. Vegan, I hope him and Cam are together,
Yeah, they will. They will. Because he –
you take this chicken nugget, this vegan nugget, you take the vegan nugget.
And speaking of Cam did come up and have a little, Cam is Cam. I love it.
We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about it.
Oh, well, I'm not going to tell you. He just said, man, what's the old saying? One man's trash is another man's treasure.
First of all, he looked nuts in that video. You might want to get this. That vegan food might be getting to his head.
Please don't talk about nuts when we got win. EW. Man, let's not talk about it.
We ain't talking about this. We ain't talking about this. I got jokes, though. That's all right.
I am excited because in the NFL, I don't think people give availability enough credit. To have success in the NFL, you have to be healthy. And for us to not have any injuries right now, starting off in camping last year, we had 2 tackles go down early. We had a lot of injuries happen. I'm excited about that. So, but we got a game next week. Fan Fest Friday, I will be there. Has nothing to do with camp, but I will be there.
Anyway, moving on. It was nice to hear about the little kittens. It's all good, though.
We talked about them ain'ts. Oh, yeah. We talked about, them young bucks.
Yeah, but, we're going to go into the New Orleans Saints. And, we put them last for a reason. But we going to start off talking about what's the hot takes that, we, been noticing with things that we read through from the reporters and stuff like that.
Bro, we went alphabetical order. The Atlanta Falcons, Atlanta, the Bucks, Carolina, Saints. It was alphabetical order.
Well, kind of, but whatever. But I think the biggest news coming out of New Orleans, looking at it, is that center rotation y'all got going on. I mean, losing Max Unger, y'all got that rookie. What's his name? Eric McCoy.
Something like that.
I think Derek McCoy and Nick Easton.
Yeah, Easton.
You got those 2 rotating because y'all trying to figure out who to put there because, we were just sitting here talking about Dontae Poe and Vita Vea. Guess who's going to be pushing up that middle? So they better be able to, sit that butt down and allow Drew Brees to step up because
we got some dogs.
That rotation. So
we got some dogs. Oh, and let's not forget Atlanta got a dog over there too. Grady Jarrett.
Oh yeah, Grady. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they got some dogs in the South, man.
So y'all know the importance of getting this rotation correct. So I see that they're taking a lot of reps, really, seeing that, and Jared Cook. Nothing needs to be said. When we talked about this in the last episode.
We sure did.
We expected this guy to just come straight in there and, not miss a beat with anything. And that's what it's looking like. That chemistry is already building with him and Breeze, which is huge because y'all need somebody else outside of Thomas and Kamara.
Yeah.
So, that's huge that he's doing that. And there's another play that you caught. I want to speak about that.
Yeah, man. They say it's this kid, and I'm glad you said they need another player, another receiver, because Kamara was the second leading receiver, if I'm not mistaken.
They got that Twaquan Smith kid too, but he's young, so it's going to be see how he develops.
And they still got Teddy Ginn Jr.
Yeah,
he can take the top. He's still a threat, man.
Yeah.
He's still a threat.
You're right.
They got a kid named Emmanuel.
Emmanuel Butler.
Emmanuel Butler. They said that this kid has basically been the subject of each practices play of the day. So he's out there making plays and plays left and right. He's an undrafted guy from northern Arizona. So, and they say he making plays over Marshawn Lattimore like it ain't nothing.
Well, you know, well, I should get cooked a little bit, you know, but you know, he is who he is. And on that defense, obviously, with the loss of Sheldon Rankins, I know y'all had that boy. Was it Brandon? Dang, I just saw. I don't remember his name, but replacing that, you know, obviously, I still trying to figure that. Brandon Williams, I think his name is. I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, Cam Jordan's still a boss, you know, on the outside, doing what he do.
Davenport start coming on at the end of the season.
Yeah. Demarius Davis, I personally like him at y'all linebacker position. And we already know what your secondary is until further notice. So the defense seemed like it's staying pretty status quo outside that D line needs some help a little bit. So there's a lot of different rotations happening.
Yeah.
In linebackers, obviously, I think a little bit going on there because they're kind of weak there too. But
and they're looking for another running back, man. They have Latavius Murray, they have, of course, Alvin Kamara, but they were trying to. Alfred Morris was actually on his way to the Saints right before he was flying out there last night or today, before the Cowboys picked him up. He was on his way to go visit the Saints, and then he signed with the Cowboys. Jerry got him before he went down there. Theo Riddick, the running back from the Lions, he actually made a visit down there too. I do remember that.
Yeah, he was released. Touching the NFL a little bit, you know, you already talked about the Alfred Morris thing. The Zeke holdout.
Oh.
I don't know if there's any Cowboy fans out here.
They gonna be in trouble if that boy don't come. Oh, and speaking of the holdout, they got there, they're saying this lawsuit that's about to be out there for $20 million. You heard about that? It's a lawsuit because they said the Cowboys and Ezekiel Elliott covered up this accident that happened. Because if they found out what happened, Ezekiel Elliott wouldn't have been able to play in that Green Bay Packers playoff game, their rookie season. So
look, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. There's a reason why I haven't re-signed Dak Prescott. Look, we're not going too far into this, but Jerry Jones is doing whatever he needs to do to keep Zeke on that team for a reason.
Yeah, man.
So the reason why he has not signed a contract either. Carson Wentz signed. Right. But guess who did sign? Dak Prescott. You know, like I said, we're not going to go too far into it, but come on. Come on. Cowboy fans.
Yeah, man.
Cowboy fans. Stop talking of Dak as being like a top 10 court. No, top 50. No, maybe. Okay. Yes, he's had a good record. I ain't going too much into. Oh man. But yes, Zeke hold out, Melvin Gordon hold out. I mean, big news around the league. I mean, that's been circling all over the place. Trent Williams been circling all over the place. Which get your money, dog, because Redskins are gonna be that good this year.
Get your money.
And I think, you know, I guess that's NFC East news, but you know, that's been stuff that's been getting circled around there a little bit. So they want to mention a little bit of it.
And to bring it back to the South, if I could talk about these New Orleans Saints, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, we got big news. We didn't talk about the big news coming out of New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, we got a couple of big news, but I'll throw this out here, and I'm gonna let you say the other one because I know that's your favorite guy. So I don't know if you heard the news, DJ, but Roger Goodell had to go to Louisiana. Got my days mixed up, man. I'm working so much. Either yesterday or the day before yesterday. And some of the referees from the NFC Championship game, because the Saints are still crying. I shouldn't say crying. They did get robbed. But still crying and somewhat complaining about the missed call. So he had to go down there and do talk, this and that or whatever. And they're not over it yet, and the season's about to start.
Yeah, I might need to because Super Bowl slump. Y'all better chill.
Right, and so the Saints, and I don't want to get too much into the schedule, but I do want to talk about it. The Saints have week 1, the Houston Texans. Week 2, they have the Los Angeles Rams. Week 3, they have the Dallas Cowboys. And I forgot who they had week 4, but they have, if they don't get it together soon, they could, I don't talk about the game. We got to see some more. But they can have a slow start. And they've had slow starts before.
They still won with those slow starts. So I specifically remember that 1-2 year they started and
then ended up with, they
ended up on what, 10-6 or 30. They did something crazy. Like they went on a crazy streak.
And I'm not saying that they won't win. I'm not saying that a lot of the Saints right now, they are the cream of the crop. Oh, my bad. Let me correct that. They have the Texans week 1. They have the Saints week 2. They have Seattle week 3. And the Rams and Seattle game are both back-to-back away, but they can stay in LA if they want to. They go to Seattle again. Then they have the Dallas Cowboys and then the Buccaneers. So they got a tough little stretch to start the season off with. So, hey, who knows? If a team can start slow and then hit a streak, it's them. So, but I just want to talk about that. They need to get over that. Saints fans, get over it. It happened.
I guess I'll start it off.
Yeah, talk about that $100 million man.
Yay! Finally, y'all signed Michael Thomas. Yes. News just came out not too long ago. What's today? Was there tomorrow? Yesterday? Michael Thomas, finally, the holdout or whatever he was trying to do to obviously let him know I need to get paid. It worked. Congratulations. You got your new contract. Was it 5 year? Was it 5 year, $100 million?
61 guaranteed.
Yep. I mean, that's a great contract. I mean, hey, I'm an advocate. Players get your money. I mean, y'all the reason why we watch. So get your money. And it's warranted. I mean, it's not like this man has not been a really good receiver. Like I said, it's not a lot of bad words. I mean, definitely some of the surest hands in the league. Probably the surest hands. I'm not even gonna argue that part.
All pro.
Yeah, all pro. I mean, look, the dude is really, really good.
Top 5.
Talking about top 5, since this contract came out, we came together and was like, man, congratulations, but maybe we should take a look at this NFC South. We got some of the best receivers in the league in this division.
Yep.
So shoot, let's rank these dudes. What we got out here, So yeah, so as our last little thing, we really want to do, we want to sit here, we want to debate a little bit.
Yeah.
Going on, and in the comments, we want some debate and how y'all feel about what we about to come out with. I mean,
yeah, and y'all ain't really seen us debate. When we debate, we usually go in, and we.
Hopefully we can figure this out to get some of these recorded. Technology. Hey, if anybody out there is really good with technology, hit the line.
Hit the line. Comments.
We trying to do some things with this, but look, I love technology. I'm trying to get a little more tech savvy. How about that one?
I don't love technology. I'm old school, but I know that's the way the world goes. So I'm trying to learn myself, man.
Yeah, we're trying to definitely grow this. But top 5.
Top 5.
So we're gonna read them all first. We ain't gonna say nothing about nothing yet.
All right.
Okay.
So, first.
We might as well say number 1 together. 1, 2, 3. Julio. I mean, look.
What more can I say?
Yeah, so I guess I'll finish my list first because obviously, beauty goes first.
Ladies.
But, so I got Julio, Mike Evans, Michael Thomas, Mohamed Sanu, Chris Godwin. Okay. That's my top 5.
Okay. I'm going to go with my top 5. Got Julio, of course. We already said that. Number 2 is Michael Thomas. Number 3 is Mike Evans. Number 4 is Mohamed Sanu. Number 5 is DJ Moore.
I freaking knew. Hey, all right. So before we go into this, my honorable mentions, definitely DJ Moore. I mean, he's right there. I mean, I definitely see this kid. He's got to show me a little more. He's right there. He's right there. Curtis Samuel, all this talk about him.
He got to show more.
Yeah, he got to show it, but I mean, it's a lot of hype, you know, and you got to kind of look. If enough people are saying it, look, I still got to see it, but I'm kind of expecting this guy to kind of take a leap.
Oh, you should, the way he, never mind. Embarrassed y'all last year.
He gonna be here.
He embarrassed the crap out of y'all. He had a Pop Warner reverse. Man, I ain't seen
That's
that.
because of how bad that defense. Man, that was he would not play up. He would never pull it off again in his life.
He ain't gonna. He ain't gonna
that was a routine play he made.
I mean, he ain't gonna have to now.
Get out of here with that, man.
He don't have to now.
You're right, because you know y'all played a lot behind the line of scrimmage last year. Please.
Yeah, that shoulder, man. That shoulder.
Kim.
That shoulder. But he gave y'all the business. Y'all, he was. Ooh.
Well, the first game, then we gave him the business, and thank you for these 3 picks. So
anyway, we ain't talking about Ken. We talking about Curtis Samuel. These receivers. Let's stick to the top.
All right. I was Calvin Ridley. I didn't add him. He had a hell of a season last year. You know, he had a lot. I mean, you know, he's right there as an honorable mention. I think those are my really 3 honorable mentions, knowing that I didn't put no Carolina Panther. I did want to say they're right there, but I just didn't add.
Well, we have honorable mentions here too, and it's very similar. The only thing that we switched was Godwin and Moore. You have Godwin as a top 5, and I have Moore as top 5, and I have Godwin as an honorable mention. Curtis Samuel and Ridley. Curtis Samuel had 7 touchdowns last year. And that's big. Killed y'all. I just know this guy's killing in camp. I can't put him up there regardless because he hasn't shown enough. He's been in the league 2 years and has not shown enough.
But you put DJ Moore at 5. Like,
and let's get into that.
I hear what you're saying with the Ridley, and that's the main reason why I have Ridley, DJ Moore off my board.
Right.
Even Samuel, because I feel like they haven't shown enough. I mean,
let's talk about
Sanu was at 4, so I believe Sanu is at the end of the season maybe going to still be at 4. No,
I don't think so.
The body of work is the main reason why I got him there.
Right. So when I look at this, I look at DJ Moore rookie season, and I look at Chris Godwin's rookie season, and I look at Chris Godwin's second year compared to DJ Moore's second year. It's not much difference. He had 800 some yards. DJ had 700 some yards. It wasn't much of a difference from this kid as a rookie that didn't even start the first 3, 4, however many games to come in and produce like he did. And he didn't even start. He was the 3rd or 4th receiver pretty much.
4th receiver, right. Because we had Adam Humphries, we had Deshaun Jackson.
I'm talking about DJ Moore.
Oh, you're talking about, all right. Yeah,
no. They had Torrey Smith, Devin Funchess, Jarius Wright was all in front of him. Yeah, I get they might have been, but they were in front of him. So this kid had a much better rookie season than Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin wasn't on nobody's radar after his rookie season saying, oh, this and that. No, this guy made the all-rookie team.
He was a first-round pick. Congratulations. I hope so.
Exactly. So why in the world would I put a Chris Godwin in front of him?
Because Godwin has already done some good things in this league already.
I haven't seen.
Why not put him up there?
Because DJ Moore has. I haven't seen what I haven't.
Yeah.
DJ Moore as
this is probably the same thing we're gonna have with Michael Thomas and Mike Evans, which is.
See, but if we're gonna do that, then Larry Fitzgerald should be a top 5 receiver right now. AJ Green.
There's levels to that. There's levels to that, though.
No, ain't no levels. You keep talking.
There's levels to that because you're talking about
what they have done.
You're talking about players that are still 25, between like 23 and 25, 26. Larry Fitzgerald's like 39.
Well, AJ Green then. AJ Green.
I mean, AJ Green, he's falling out for me. He can't stay healthy.
Why? He had one season. This past season, he was hurt. That other season, he had 10. No, the season before, he balled out. Not this past season, but the season before. He played 10 games the season before that and still made the Pro Bowl and balled out.
The Pro Bowl is
1,000 yards. And we don't talk about this, but there's no way I'm putting, and I get it. To me, it's funny it worked that way because you're a fan of the Bucks. So, of course, you're going to have this guy on there, and I'm a fan of the Panthers, so, of course, I'm going to have DJ on there. I just know that if I'm looking at these two guys, whose trajectory is higher or going up is DJ Moore, not Godwin. And I'm not saying Godwin's not going to be a really good receiver. He's going to be really good. When you got Mike Evans over there as the guaranteed number one, and you got O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate, and you talking about running the ball more, somebody's going to have to take a little bit. Where's he going to go? You think Mike Evans not going to get his?
That's not the problem. Mike Evans got his last year, right? And who was your other receivers that got theirs? You had Adam Humphries that went over 1,000 yards last year. And still on top of that, you had this man still put up 800 yards, 7 touchdowns as a fourth option.
He wasn't a fourth option.
He was a fourth option. I mean,
he wasn't.
Yes, did he start over Deshaun Jackson? A lot, yeah, because he was getting phased out.
Right.
So I can go into that, but I'm just saying.
And he started over Humphries.
But Humphries was a slot guy, so that was.
So he's exactly. So how is he the fourth?
I mean, he still was considered the fourth. The same reason why you said DJ Moore was slotted as the fourth receiver. Colin was very similar in that situation. But anyway,
right, you're right.
In the hot league, I won't even talk about.
Later in the season, let's talk about this. No.
At the end of the day, when we're talking about this 5 to 6, 7, 8, that's a lot of players that we got to see more. Obviously, the first 4, for the most part, are proven players in this league.
So I agree with that. I think that bottom 1, 2, 3, 4 can be interchangeable. We just got to see more. I wouldn't say interchangeable. Our bottoms could be interchangeable. We just got to see more out of that bottom 4 players. And then we'll see what's going to happen. Because Sanu, like you said, could easily be gone, and we could have DJ Moore and
right. We could easily have that. Because like I said, look at the Atlanta Falcons. You got the emergence of Calvin Ridley.
And Ridley could be up there.
Julio. Austin Hooper, he's starting to show up as a tight end. You can see Sanu. He still has his. I think he still has a job just because he does do a couple things. Like I know they like to throw that put him in the backfield and give him that run pass option. I don't know if Dirk Cutler's going to continue to merge that into the offense as much. And obviously he's reliable. So but being considered a top 5 in the division, that might be moved down. He's still gonna be probably a very serviceable player.
Yeah, but they could replace that with Calvin Ridley because Ridley, the way I look at Ridley and DJ Moore, I know it's one season, but if we're going to keep on saying they got one more season, they'll never be able to catch any of these guys if you're going to just use it off the experience aspect.
But those two are going to be compared to each other throughout their entire career.
They had 800 yards and 10 touchdowns. I know we did it early, but to me, both of those guys I may have in front of your guy.
And it wouldn't be, like I said, it wouldn't surprise me only because I said, look, these are number 1 picks. First round picks and offenses that could be very big targets. Godwin, the way the news had to come out of the Bucks, he's going to be an integral part of this offense as well. So,
I think so too.
So it's going to, like you said, it's going to be interesting because these all young players, what their trajectory look like in the future.
Right. I know DJ Moore led the league in something, and I don't know if Godwin did. Yards after contact. But go ahead. So let's talk about these 2 and 3. Let's talk about these 2 and 3.
Yes. Okay.
I would really love for us to do this NFL top 5 also, and then just forget everything else and talk about 2 and 3. But I believe that we'll have the same top 4. I just think this 5th guy is going to be the same situation we have here.
Yep.
We can just talk about, even though I think A.J. Green is above Evans too, but that's it on that. Let's go. Let's talk about him.
All right. Mike Evans, Michael Thomas. First of all, elite. I mean, either one you want to talk about, these are, in your own humble opinion, top 10 receivers in the league, bar none. I mean, I'll argue Mike Evans 5, but anyway, we're not getting into that.
No, we are getting into that.
Okay, well, I gotta start it off by saying what Michael Thomas has done in his first 3 years with the New Orleans Saints has been very impressive. You know, I ain't gonna lie, at the beginning when I, saw what he did this year, I knew he was good, but when you really dug into some of the numbers and things that he was doing, the kid's really good, and do I think there's a couple things that add to how good he is? Yes, but it doesn't take away from the talent.
Right.
Talent's still there, but the reason why I'm not putting him over Mike Evans is because
you're a fan.
Sounds good, but once again, I'm gonna tell you why. I actually have reasons why.
And that's what this
I went back to 2006 when Drew Brees got to the New Orleans Saints.
Right.
From 2006 until 2019, the New Orleans Saints have had a top 5 offense. I want to say 6 seasons out of that. Top 10, 7 or 8, we're talking 13 years. So there's nothing new about 1,000-yard receivers and what they do there. Marcus Colston for over, I want to say 7 or 8 seasons he was a 1,000-yard receiver. His catch percentage wasn't the greatest. I think it stayed in around the 50s. I think he had a couple 60s. But he had one season. If it wasn't for one season, this dude would have had probably the record of most consecutive seasons with over 1,000 yards in season. After he started fizzling out a little bit, who they have after that? Brandon Cooks. A lot more explosive. What happened? His stats were even better than some of the seasons that Marcus Colston put up because he was more explosive.
He was a better player, yeah.
Yes, and and now you have Michael Thomas, great receiver, not as explosive obviously as Brandon Cooks, but he runs the whole entire route tree, so you're able to do other things with him. But once again, there's a trend going on here. The New Orleans Saints scheme the hell out of these players, especially wide receivers, and they produce. Lance Moore had great years with him. What did he do when he left? Nothing. I'm just saying, we've seen this with many New Orleans Saints receivers. Is he the best out of the bunch so far that we've seen? There's a reason why he's being ranked already in the top 5, top 10 of NFL receivers in the league. Get it. Mike Evans. Reason why I'm putting him on top of that. Since Mike Evans came into this league, Mike Evans is working on his 6th season with over 1,000 yards a season. Okay. Mike Evans, since he's been in the league, he has played with Luke McCown, Mike Glennon, Jameis Winston, Ryan Fitzpatrick. He has had 4 different offensive coordinators. One went out in a sickness with Jeff Tedford. Inconsistent offenses constantly. And this dude, and I look at him being very similar to DeAndre Hopkins in regards to what he had to put up with and still be very productive. And he's been very productive.
How long has Dirk Cutter been with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? 4 years, right?
4.
Same offensive mind. Go ahead.
You're right, but you're going from
same offensive mind, man. It's the same.
He wasn't even calling the plays. That's what I was saying. You have Monken calling the plays, so it's offense, but it's still not the same.
Bruh, he's an offensive guy. You think he's just gonna take?
Whatever you want to call it, he still produced though.
Just like Sean McVay. You're
not playing with. All right, so is Mike Evans playing with a Hall of Fame quarterback currently? Just answer a simple question. Is he playing with a?
No, but he's not playing. But Michael
Okay,
Thomas
but
is playing with a quarterback that's been playing for
Hall
19 years. You went all the way back to
Is he playing with
19 years?
What?
19 years, bro. You talking about that show? Do you think that man can get that ball out there like he used to? Yeah, he got a little zip. He can get it the short game. He can't. He ain't his. Look, bro.
This is still a very potent offense. I mean, they were still ranked what number?
Okay. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many trends showing that being the type of talent he is, which once again I keep on saying he's up there as elite, but I'm not putting him over Mike. Once again, Sean Payton, Drew Brees. So
you're gonna fault him because of Sean Payton and Drew Brees, right?
I mean, they do that with New England Patriots, right? Wide receivers all the time. I mean, they always give it back up to the scheme and everything. I mean, it's the same thing.
But what are they doing? You know, this kid can go. This kid ain't like Marcus Colston. Colston was never an All-Pro receiver.
And I said that. Right. I said that. So I said he's an upgrade. I didn't say he's not
a huge upgrade.
Yes, he's an upgrade from Brandon Cooks.
If it wasn't for Michael Thomas, there's no way in hell they go 13-3. Michael Thomas was 80% of their damn receiving last year from the receiver. Alvin Kamara, yeah, he played. He does his thing too. And you know, I love Alvin. I wanted him for the Panthers. He's 80% of it.
No.
He had to be. Look, bro. Let's talk about this. You said Michael Thomas he was arguably top 10, right?
No, it's not arguably. He is.
Oh, he is top 10, arguably top 5 in some people's mind. All right, I don't know if you were done. I don't want to interrupt you. I want her to give you your time back. I don't want to be like Skip and just take over your time. I don't want to be that. But let's talk about Mike Evans just a little bit. Talked about Michael Thomas. Let's talk about Mike Evans. Mike Evans has been in the league 5 years. Has been in the top 10 in receiving twice. All right. Michael Thomas has been in the top 10 in receiving all 3 years. Granted, part of it could be the scheme. You want to say that. You say you have no running game. So where the ball's going, he's getting targets left and right. So let's not act like he's not getting his opportunities. Now, speaking of that, because he's getting his targets, Michael Thomas. Now let's talk about Mike Evans first. Mike Evans has the lowest catch percentage of any supposedly top receiver in the NFL. Lie? Nope. Yep. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
And you know what? Because I knew you were going to go that direction. I did my research and I looked up some.
We're going to talk about it. Let's talk.
You know who got a lower catch percentage? And I already mentioned his name. And he's considered a top 5 receiver in the league.
No, he's not. No, he doesn't. And
who?
I know you ain't talking about Hopkins.
It's sitting right here. It says he's 53.5%.
It says it right here. He's 59%.
53. The last 3 years.
He is. No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about his career.
Well, we're basing off because Michael Thomas only played 3 years.
No, we're talking about career. We're going to. Or if you want to talk about the last 3 years, let's talk about it. He had 70% last year. 55, 51 before that. Mike Evans as a career is a 55%. And you don't want to talk about the early part of it because he had damn 10 drops in the game just about. I think he led the league in 15.
I know about it.
Mike Evans right now as supposed to be one of the top receivers. And I'm going to just throw some names out here. Michael Thomas, 77% completion catch. 321 catches to 417 attempts. Julio Jones, 64%. Odell Beckham, 63%. Antonio Brown, 66%. Hopkins, 59%. A.J. Green, 59%. Dez Bryant, 58%. You know what ME13 is? 55%.
Hold on. You just threw Dez Bryant out there. What years were you looking at when you pulled that? I know you were talking about his first couple years.
I'm talking about career.
No. You're going to talk about your numbers. Talk about the numbers correctly.
I'm talking about career.
I'm talking about what's justifying your argument opposed to
what I'm saying.
Looking at what things are for what it is.
And I'm talking about as a career. As a career, he's a 55% catch.
Man.
That's right. As his career. He's not DJ.
Well, we're talking, once again, the reason why I pulled it back from those years.
DJ, he's 55%. It's clear. He's 55%. Mike Evans is 50. He's the lowest. He also has only had one All-Pro season, and that was a second-team All-Pro. Michael Thomas was first-team All-Pro this past year, and he's only been in the league 3 years. He's been in how many Pro Bowls? And I know you don't want to talk about Pro Bowls. He's been in 2 Pro Bowls. Mike Evans. That's it. Led the NFL in drops last season. Tied with 8. But yet he's a top 5 receiver. Let's talk about the top 100 that's voted by the players. 2019, this past year, he was the 11th receiver on the list. And you said he arguably had his best season. 2018, he wasn't even on the list. 2017, he was top 5. 2016, wasn't even on the list. 2015, he was 75th. It was like the 17th or something receiver on the list. There's no way in hell this guy is a top 5 receiver with those numbers. And I'm going to tell you another thing that's eating his ass alive. And I'm sorry, you got me cussing. I'm over here saying hell and ass. Another thing, Mike Evans, you know what his yards after contact? Mike Evans is pretty much a tag football player. He gets no yak. He can't separate at all. All he can do is catch the ball. Now, I give it to him. He can run the heck out of a 9 route. He can do that.
But once again, it goes back to what you're asked to do, right?
Yeah, come on, bro. I see
you
you.
Go back and pull the tape. You pull back the tape.
You know what tape I can pull? You know
he's
what?
Running nines. He's running in cuts.
No, he's not. He's
running comeback routes. He's not running. He's running slants for the most part. That's the skinny slants. He's not running the entire route tree. If you look at the last game against the Atlanta Falcons, that's the first time you ever seen him in a bubble screen. And what did he do? He took it for like 25, 30 yards. That's just not something that was done unseen.
Because he can't. And I'm going to tell you what. He had a game, and I saw it. It was against the Carolina Panthers. He ran more than just a daggone. And I don't want to just do that. But it was
bring it. Come on.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about this. Since 2014. No, I don't even talk about Carolina Panthers. 2014. He had 179 yards after catch. And he's supposed to be a top 10 receiver. It's 2014. You know the closest one to that, and he was down there, the closest one to that was 244 yards. That's a difference of 60 on 60, 70? 60, 65 yards. And nobody else, everybody else in the top daggone 20 has, here go Antonio Brown, 568. Demaryius Thomas, 647. Third, Julio Jones, 553. Jordy Nelson, 481. Manuel Sanders, 370.
I think it always comes back to what you're running.
You're talking about
the reason why he's always in the top yard per reception. There's a reason why he's always tops with that.
Right, because it's air yards. All of it. The ball's in the air. He can't run a 9 route.
You got no overs going. You ain't got none of that stuff going on. That's a separating type of routes because players can't come across you and smash you against the
He can't create.
Well, guess what?
Separation.
We're gonna really find that out because he's gonna be running more of those shit.
He can't create separation. I can't put him out. And you got a guy that's AJ Green that has been. Let's look at this now. AJ Green has been in the league 8 years. He has been to the Pro Bowl 7 years out of those 8 years. His first 5 seasons, guess what he did? Over 1,000 yards.
Wait, what?
First 5 seasons. AJ Green was over 1,000 yards.
There's only 3 players in NFL history that ever had 5.
No, we know. You gonna continue to say that stat. You always say that stat. That's but that doesn't mean he's top 5. He didn't.
What I say? There's no other receiver in the league that ever did that. And like you said, availability is one of the most important things, right?
And congratulations.
Right?
Congratulations. And
who's been an Iron Man for all these years and reason why we kept him in the top 10 for so long?
Who's in the top 10?
Iron Man.
Who's in the top 10?
No, I'm not now, but I'm just saying over the years he has been that.
Who?
Because he's always been reliable. Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh yeah, Larry Fitzgerald. He's still in my top 10. He's 6'1".
But look, once again,
he's still in the top. And if you want to look at it, let's look at the 2018 stats. Larry Fitzgerald in there? No, he ain't in there. We talking. I knew he wasn't in there. I knew he was 2017.
Then on top of that,
2017.
I mean, I like that. You can look at it two different ways. Like I said, I think that the scheme definitely benefits Michael Thomas on top of him being a superior talent.
We don't say that for Antonio Brown. We don't say that for Julio. We ain't saying that for Hop. We ain't saying that for none of them.
And if you want to name anybody out that group you just said,
his fault. It ain't.
No, I'm saying. But anybody out that group that you just named that does benefit from or at least benefited from the scheme, because we're about to see what he is AB. The other players, what AB done in this league is impressive, but I'm just saying.
Right, I'm about to say,
it's a long body of work, and that's where a lot of that comes down, because, you know.
So Michael Thomas, All-Pro this past season. First team All-Pro this past season.
Yeah, good.
Michael Thomas is definitely a top 5 receiver. And you know why? Because he doesn't drop anything. Your boy is leading the league. How can you be a top 5 receiver and you lead the league almost every single season in drops?
Because you're one of the top deep ball threats when it comes to you getting down the field. And
good job. And I'm not going to knock him on that, man. Mike Evans.
I mean, one of the best 50-50 catch players. I mean, one of has some of the most explosive play number in the league.
Okay, and let's talk about that, because I don't want to come off as I'm bad mouthing only Mike Evans, because he is.
That's going to drop it.
Can I finish my little statement real quick, man? To me, I do think that Mike Evans doesn't get his just due. I think Mike Evans is a phenomenal receiver. I don't think can create separation, but there's a whole bunch of different type of receivers out here. He is, in my opinion, probably the best or top 3, maybe top 2 deep ball threat wide receivers in the NFL. Wouldn't you say that?
Yes.
Because he's a freak of nature. He's 6'5" and he can run.
He can torque his body in ways that not many receivers can do when you're talking about adjusting the ball in the air. I mean,
yeah, he got excellent ball skills. Excellent ball skills. And I don't think people talk about him enough, because he's, like we mentioned before, they're not winning. So if they start winning, they may start giving this kid his just due, but he's young, he's the future, he's a phenomenal football player. But to put him above an A.J. Green, to put him above even a Michael Thomas, you have to be, to me, this is an art. As a wide receiver, it's an art. You have to perfect your craft. I don't think he's crafty enough or even better as a wide receiver than these other ones. I know you say he can run them, and I've seen him run them. He's not creating separation, but when he does run these routes, he can get yacked. Michael Thomas is running these routes and creating, and it ain't just screens and hitting picks. He's running the routes and creating separation. Then he can run after the catch. That's what these guys are. And Mike Evans, and I just watched it, even against the Cincinnati Bengals. Just watched that game, and I know it was and even against the New York Giants of last year. Most of Mike Evans' yards, and I know you say you're going to hate what I'm going to say, but it's the truth, came in the fourth quarter when these cats were already up by like 15, 16 points. So they had no other option but to Hail Mary that thing. So he's making.
You got to go back to the games because you pulled the games that the Bucs were out of it. Like I said, once again, you can look at it from different angles. Like I said, Michael Thomas I can easily put him back up here after 3 seasons. Like I said, I am holding him down because of the scheme, not because of the talent. I'm sorry. I mean, I feel like the same thing that happens with just certain players. They just get held down a little bit because of that. I mean, it's not even a knock. It's just, let me see a little more. And last year, yes, he was by far, he was the best receiver.
No, he wasn't. Hopkins was.
Well, we're not going into that. We already did all this time with this other thing.
Hopkins had no drops.
You saw us go back and forth with this. I mean, if y'all see it another way,
please.
No. I mean, are they both great? I mean, we're definitely not sitting here.
Bruh. This dude, at his highest yards after catch in 5 years, has been 256 yards. And that was this past season, so he's getting better. 2017, he had 132 yards after catch. 200 the year before. 200.
Mike Evans?
You know what he does? He catches the ball and he falls down. When you're talking about 100 catches, let's just say he has 100 catches. That means he's getting, on average, a yard or two after each catch.
I would just say, I hear what you're saying, but once again, go back and just check his catches and see what kind of routes are being ran in those catches.
And I did. That's the reason why I'm saying this. I've already done it. I wouldn't communicate that if I didn't. I've already done it. I've sat there and watched this guy. I didn't just watch the highlights. I watched some highlights. I watched actual games where he's running. So yeah, a lot of his scores are coming red zone and his deep balls. Is this how he's catching touchdowns? And with that being said, it was a guy that you mentioned, and I know you hate the fact that I'm gonna bring him up. You said, well, he's a big time. You know what his numbers compare to? Those big plays and this and that. Big body, 50-50 balls and this and that. You know who that kind of receiver was?
Oh my God.
Is this what he do? Dez Bryant? It's the truth. And I'm not saying he's Dez. I think he's better than Dez. I know. Well, if I don't think, I know he's a better receiver than Dez Bryant. But what you're saying, the main reason he's in the top 5 is the same argument that people had for Dez Bryant.
And Dez was at one point a top 5 receivers league, right?
Yeah. So maybe at one point he was top 5 whenever they ranked him top 5 for that year.
And also, I also want to mention that both,
and Keenan Allen, if he stayed healthy, he'd be better than him. But anyway, go ahead. I can't put him there.
I mean, I didn't want to take the little shot that I could have took. I mean, you're the same person that said Calvin Benjamin was better than Mike Evans. Oh man, we don't go into that.
Yeah.
Definitely said that. You definitely tried to convince me on that one. That was a long argument as well. But anyway, what I was trying to mention was that Mike Evans and Michael Thomas are the same exact age, and Mike Evans already has 2 more years in the league. Like I said, Mike Evans, he played wide receiver for a long time. I mean, Michael Thomas is definitely a polished receiver. I mean,
and he's definitely showing
in his career he run those routes. So I mean,
he can run every route.
Hold up Mike Evans' career, like when he went from his rookie year to now, that's a totally different player you're talking about now. You're even saying with the yak going up, it's ascending up.
Yeah,
ascending. So I mean,
and even his drops are have went down, but he's still tied for the lead in drops. I mean, that's what he does.
Anyway, man, let us know how y'all feel about this, man. Like I said, I still believe Mike Evans is above Michael Thomas, but I can see why. Like I said, I just need to see a little more from Michael Thomas. I've seen a lot, but I still 3 years. I mean,
bro, this dude catches everything.
He does catches everything. So it's
catches everything. I get it. He has a very accurate quarterback too, and it's a good system, right? Very accurate quarterback.
Right.
He catches everything. He makes plays. That's $100 million man. Top 5.
Top 5 there a lot, but that's a one anyway. Hey man, like I said, let us know. This was fun.
Yeah, it was.
We're gonna bring a little more of this. But man, it's getting late, dog. Let's get
past my bedtime.
Yeah, man, it was fun, man. Thanks for listening to us today. We going out though,
Facts.
NFC South versus NFL, baby.
That's right. It's your boy Mike.
Hey.
Have a good one.
Your boy DJ, I'm out.
Hey, turn that up, man.
Hey.